New hire. Ha, you've got some nerve showing up late on your first day. Ethan had left for work this morning, excited for his first day. But just 30 minutes later, he returned home in tears. What's wrong? It's nothing. Sensing something was amiss, I gently turned Ethan around to check his back. There, taped to his suit jacket, was a piece of paper with "Incompetent" scrawled across it in bold letters. Anger surged through me as I saw the cruel prank. I made a decision right then and there. Don't worry, Ethan. I'll head to the office and straighten this out immediately. Ethan, don't worry. Your grandfather will resolve this situation quickly. I placed my hand on Ethan's shoulder, speaking softly but with determination. There are still people in that company who are on our side. And more importantly, I have those documents. Ethan looked at me with a puzzled expression, but I simply smiled. Thompson, your reign of terror ends here for the sake of the company, and for Ethan, I will take a stand. The bonds with my former employees, and the evidence I've gathered over years of management, these will be my weapons. I will guide the company back to the right path. Let's go. Trust in your grandfather. I put on my jacket, resolute in my decision. The anticipation of the coming battle quietly but surely spread through my body. Ethan, don't worry. Your grandfather will resolve this situation quickly. I placed my hand on Ethan's shoulder, speaking softly but with determination. There are still people in that company who are on our side. And more importantly, I have those documents. Ethan looked at me with a puzzled expression, but I simply smiled. Thompson, your reign of terror ends here for the sake of the company, and for Ethan, I will take a stand. The bonds with my former employees, and the evidence I've gathered over years of management, these will be my weapons. I will guide the company back to the right path. Let's go. Trust in your grandfather. I put on my jacket, resolute in my decision. The anticipation of the coming battle quietly but surely spread through my body. My name is William Foster, and at 66 years old, I'm the chairman of the board at Creative Vision, a leading advertising agency. 40 years ago, I started this company from a small office. Today, it stands as one of the industry's top firms. My management philosophy is simple and clear. Nurture individual creativity and respect uniqueness. I believe this is the only way to survive in the advertising world. By valuing each employee's ideas and encouraging free thinking, our company has consistently produced innovative ads. 5 years ago, at 65, I stepped down as CEO and became chairman. My chosen successor was Jack Thompson. At the time, he seemed to understand and promised to uphold my principles. But now, it appears that promise is being broken. I have one grandson, Ethan. From a young age, he showed interest in my work, often saying, "Grandpa, I want to be an ad man just like you." Those words meant the world to me. Ethan's talent is undeniable, his free-thinking ability and knack for capturing people's hearts. I'm certain he could make a significant impact in this industry. Today was Ethan's first day at work. It was supposed to be a day of celebration. But when Ethan returned home, his appearance was far from what I had imagined. Seeing my grandson in tears, with that cruel note taped to his back, I knew I couldn't stand idly by. I'm ready to take action once again to protect the company, and more importantly, my grandson. Jack, I don't know what you're planning, but I, William Foster, won't remain silent. I won't let the company I've built with my life's work go in the wrong direction. According to Ethan, his first day at work was a series of nightmarish events. As soon as the orientation began, Thompson glared at the new employees with cold eyes. Listen up, rookies. Forget any naive ideas you might have. This isn't a playground. Those who can't produce results have no place here. Thompson's icy voice echoed through the room. Ethan said he shuddered. Is this really the successor I chose? My disappointment quickly turned to anger. Then Mitchell, the HR director, began his guidance. From today, you're professionals. Ditch that college mentality. Do as you're told and learn to read the room. Mitchell continued to address the new hires in a harsh tone, as if conducting military training. Ethan felt suffocated and noticed the other new employees hanging their heads. Finally, Mitchell delivered the final blow. I hear there's someone who got in through connections. Don't think you can coast by. If you lack ability, you'll be out immediately. The moment Ethan heard those words, he realized everything. His identity as the chairman's grandson was already known to HR. I clenched my fist. Ethan had fairly passed the selection process on his own merits. To receive such treatment, it's unforgivable, absolutely unforgivable. Ethan's ordeal continued the next day. He was assigned to the creative department, where he met Melissa Carter. Oh, so you're the chairman's grandson everyone's talking about? Welcome to our little family. Her words dripped with sarcasm, her eyes cold despite her smile. Just remember, we're all equal here. Don't expect any special treatment. I'm not looking for special treatment. I want to prove myself on my own merits. Good. Then let's start with this project proposal. Rewrite it in 30 minutes. She handed Ethan a thick folder. Despite his surprise, Ethan threw himself into the task. However, 30 minutes later, what's this? Even a fifth grader could do better. Do it again. This time, you have 15 minutes. Ethan was forced to redo the task multiple times, missing lunch in the process. Other new hires watched him with cold, judgmental eyes. Guess connections don't equal talent after all. Must be nice to get in just because you're the chairman's grandson. Ethan tried to endure, believing this was his chance to prove himself. In the afternoon, Melissa assigned Ethan a new task. The copy is out of toner. Go change it. Understood. As Ethan left his desk, Melissa's smile turned sinister. When Ethan reached the copy room, he was met with a shocking sight. Several other new hires were already there. They had all been sent by Melissa. And next to the copier was a sign. Out of order. I knew it. I heard Melissa pulls this prank every year. But no one can complain. She's Mitchell's favorite. Ethan stood there, dumbfounded. Is this the reality of the company he had dreamed of joining? But he couldn't give up now. Ethan called out to the other new hires. Why don't we try to fix it together? Initially hesitant, the others were gradually won over by Ethan's positive attitude. As they read the manual and troubleshot together, they slowly began to bond. An hour later, they successfully repaired the copier. As they celebrated their small victory, Melissa stormed in. What's going on here? How dare you waste so much time? She berated the group, but Ethan stood his ground. Miss Carter, we worked together to solve a problem. Isn't that also important? Don't get cocky. You'll have to work twice. No, 3 times as hard as everyone else. After all, you're the chairman's grandson, aren't you? That level of work should be expected. She dumped a mountain of files into Ethan's arms. Process all of these by today. Overtime is a given, of course. Ethan nodded silently, but his eyes were filled with determination. Ethan's struggles continued into the following week. One morning, Thompson called an emergency meeting for all employees. Listen up, everyone. Our company is at a critical juncture. We need fresh ideas to stay competitive. The room filled with nervous murmurs. I'm calling for new project proposals. The best idea will receive a special promotion. As for those with low evaluations, well, you can guess. Thompson's eyes glinted sharply. The employees held their breath. You have 1 week. Give it your all. As the meeting ended, tension filled the office. Ethan, too, began brainstorming intensely, however. Foster, I have a special assignment for you. Melissa approached with a malicious smile. You're the chairman's grandson, so you must have brilliant ideas. Submit 3 times as many proposals as everyone else by tomorrow. 3 times and by tomorrow? That's impossible. Oh, can't handle it. I guess nepotism only gets you so far. Ethan gritted his teeth. He had to overcome this challenge at any cost. Ethan spent the entire night at the office, desperately working on his proposals. By morning, he had somehow managed to complete 3 project outlines. Fighting fatigue, he submitted them to Melissa. Not bad. This eco-friendly ad campaign idea is quite interesting. Ethan's eyes lit up with hope, but that light was quickly extinguished. But unfortunately, these are completely unusable. She tossed the proposals onto the floor. Why, you just said they were good. Oh, don't misunderstand. The ideas are fine, but they're far too impractical. The costs would be astronomical. But in the long run... Silence. What do you know about running a company? In the end, you've just listed some pie-in-the-sky theories. Ethan was at a loss for words. His lack of experience was undeniable, but he had put his heart and soul into these proposals. Well, that's that. Your proposals are rejected. I'll inform Thompson that you couldn't produce anything worthwhile. Ethan's heart sank, but a shocking event occurred during lunch. As Ethan sat alone in the cafeteria, Thompson suddenly appeared. Foster, isn't it? How's the project coming along? Well, actually, I heard your proposals were rejected. I guess being the chairman's grandson doesn't guarantee competence after all. But I tried my best. Not good enough, kid? To survive in this industry, that level of effort just won't cut it. I had high hopes for you. As Thompson turned to leave, Ethan mustered his courage and spoke up. Wait, please. My proposals may have issues with feasibility, but their creativity and innovation were acknowledged. To dismiss them entirely seems unfair. Thompson stopped and slowly turned back. Oh, you dare talk back. Interesting. Yes, sir. I have confidence in my ideas. If given the chance, I'd like to present them properly. Thompson thought for a moment, then smirked. Very well. Present your ideas at tomorrow morning's meeting, in front of the entire company. If your ideas are accepted, we'll implement them. But if you fail, well, you understand, don't you? Ethan nodded nervously but firmly. The next morning, Ethan stood before the entire company. His hands were shaking with nervousness, but he couldn't back down now. My proposed eco-friendly ad campaign may require a significant initial investment. But in the long term... Halfway through his explanation, Thompson interrupted. Stop! Do you really think anyone would be convinced by such a vague explanation? Where are the concrete numbers, market research results? Competitor analysis. Are you just spouting daydreams without any solid data? Ethan was at a loss for words. Indeed, he hadn't prepared such detailed data. This is why amateurs are troublesome. Do you think a company can be run on such naive ideas? That's not enough. I now understand your worth perfectly. What a disappointment. With that, Thompson left the room. Ethan was left standing there, exposed to the cold stares of the entire company. As expected, I guess this is the limit of someone who got in through connections. Letting someone like this into the company, it's a matter of HR responsibility. Harsh words from around the room assaulted Ethan. Ethan could only stand there, head bowed, unable to say a word. He had blown his one chance due to his own inadequacy. Was there no coming back from this? A sense of despair enveloped Ethan. That evening, Ethan was summoned by Mitchell from HR. When he entered the office, Melissa was there too. Foster, your blunder today is unforgivable. You've significantly damaged the company's reputation. That's right. Because of you, the entire creative department's evaluation has plummeted. I'm sorry. Sorry doesn't cut it. This isn't a problem that can be solved with an apology. We want you to submit your resignation. What? It's only natural. Having someone as incompetent as you in the company will affect everyone's morale. But I still... Silence. We never had any expectations for you from the start. Don't think you can get special treatment just because you're the chairman's grandson. Ethan was at a loss for words. Was his dream going to end like this? At that moment, there was a knock on the door, and it opened. Director, I'm sorry to interrupt. While I was copying Mr. Foster's proposal, I found this. The staff member handed over a piece of paper. It was part of Ethan's proposal. What's this? Mitchell read the paper and suddenly changed his expression. Impossible. This is. What's wrong, Director? Mitchell didn't answer and rushed out of the room. Melissa hurriedly followed him. Left alone, Ethan stood there, not understanding what had just happened. And that night, Ethan once again returned home in tears. Seeing my grandson's state, I felt I had reached my limit. That's enough, Ethan. Your grandfather will resolve everything. I made my decision. Tomorrow, I would storm into the COS office and reveal everything. The next morning, I prepared myself early. After encouraging Ethan, I left the house. Ethan, don't worry. I'll definitely change this situation. But, Grandpa, it's all right. Just trust your grandfather. On my way to the company I once led as CEO, various thoughts crossed my mind. The struggles of the founding days, the journey of growth alongside the company, and the bonds with trustworthy colleagues. All of these experiences now served as my strength. Upon arriving at the company, a security guard stopped me at the entrance. I'm sorry, sir, but I'm William Foster, the chairman of this company. The guard looked confused, but overwhelmed by my authoritative demeanor, let me through. As I rode the elevator to the top floor, my resolve remained unshaken. When the doors opened, a familiar scene spread before me. Yet, the atmosphere was different. The former vibrancy was missing. Thompson's secretary tried to block my way outside the COS office. Chairman Foster, this sudden visit. Let me see Thompson. But the CEO is currently. I interrupted the secretary and forcefully opened the door. There sat Thompson, looking surprised. Chairman Foster, what brings you here so suddenly? Thompson, we need to talk. Thompson tried to regain his composure, but I could see the panic in his eyes. Please have a seat. Would you like some tea? No need, Thompson. What are you doing? What do you mean? Don't play dumb. The bullying of new employees, unfair evaluations, and your treatment of Ethan. I've heard everything. Thompson's expression twisted for a moment, but he quickly tried to cover it up. Chairman, you misunderstand. We're simply providing strict guidance. Strict guidance? Don't make me laugh. You're trying to destroy everything I've built. No, that's not. Silence. My shout echoed through the room. Thompson lost his words and sank into his chair. I chose you as my successor because I believed you would carry on my principles. Valuing individuality and fostering creativity, that was supposed to be our company's strength. But Chairman, times have changed in an era that demands efficiency. Efficiency? You think it's okay to trample on people's hearts for the sake of efficiency? Thompson couldn't answer and lowered his head. You're planning something. Yesterday, Mitchell's reaction when he saw Ethan's proposal. Something's off. Thompson's face turned pale. Speak. Confess everything. Thompson remained silent, but he couldn't withstand my intimidating attitude for long. All right, I'll tell you. Thompson took a deep breath and began to speak. The truth is, our company is in a crisis. We've been losing major clients one after another, and our performance is in freefall. At this rate, bankruptcy is just a matter of time. What? I was desperate. I had to do something to turn this company around. So, I came up with a plan. What kind of plan? To buy up our company's shares and sell them to a major advertising agency. That way, the company could survive and the employees' jobs would be protected. You fool. However, to do that, we needed to temporarily lower the company's value. That's why I intentionally worsened the company's atmosphere and... So you bullied employees and even used Ethan for that purpose. I'm sorry, but I thought this was the best solution. I was shaking with anger. The best solution? Don't be ridiculous. What's best about using employees as stepping stones? But at this rate... Shut up. I slammed my fist on the desk. Thompson flinched at the sound. I'm disappointed in you, selling my company in such a manner. I will never allow it. But it's too late. Most of the shares have already. At that moment, the door burst open. CEO, we have a problem. Mitchell rushed in, looking flustered. Mitchell, what's wrong? Ethan Foster's proposal. It's incredible. What? The detailed data and market analysis that weren't mentioned in yesterday's presentation. It's all meticulously calculated. If we implement this, our company will surely... Wait, Mitchell, don't say another word. But Mitchell's excitement couldn't be stopped. No, CEO, this shouldn't be hidden. With this proposal, our company will definitely... Silence. Thompson's shout echoed through the room. Mitchell was stunned into silence by the sudden outburst. Thompson, what's the meaning of this? Thompson remained silent. I turned to face Mitchell. Mitchell, please continue. Mitchell looked at Thompson's face, then hesitantly began to speak. Yes, Ethan Foster's proposal contains a detailed plan to revive our company. A new eco-friendly advertising method, a large-scale campaign using it, and even specific numerical targets. I see. And what's your evaluation of this proposal? To be honest, it's brilliant. If we implement this, our company will undoubtedly recover its performance and even leap to the top of the industry. I glared at Thompson. Thompson, you knew about this, didn't you? Why did you try to suppress this excellent proposal? After a long silence, Thompson finally opened his mouth. I no longer had a choice. What? Negotiations with the major advertising agency are already underway. They hold the majority of our shares. If I were to overturn the plan at this stage, I would lose everything. Lose everything? You are going to sell out the company for your personal gain? No, I did it for the company. For the company? Don't make me laugh. You betrayed the employees and the company for your own self-preservation. Thompson was at a loss for words, only able to hang his head. Just then, the door opened again. CEO, we have a problem. Ethan Foster's proposal is circulating throughout the company. What? It's causing a huge stir among the employees. Everyone seems to want this proposal implemented. Thompson turned pale. Impossible. Who leaked it? At that moment, I realized this was Ethan's strategy all along. Yesterday's failure was all part of the plan. Ethan believed in the validity of his proposal and wanted to prove its worth by letting the employees see it. Thompson, it's over. Your plan has failed. No, not yet. I won't give up. Thompson suddenly stood up and tried to dash out of the room. However, as soon as he opened the door, he was met by a crowd of employees. Chairman, welcome back. Chairman Foster. We support you, Chairman. Thompson froze in his tracks. I slowly stood up and faced the employees. Everyone, listen. Our company is indeed facing a crisis, but we have the power to overcome it. Those who have seen Ethan's proposal should understand that. The employees nodded. We will not sell this company. We will overcome this crisis with our own strength. For that, I need your help once again. Chairman, we'll follow you, Chairman. At that moment, the elevator opened, and out came. Oh, you've come. It was the legendary Seven. my former colleagues who had helped grow the company alongside me. They approached with smiles on their faces. "William, it's your call. We had no reason to refuse. We're here to help rebuild the company, right? Count us in." I felt overwhelmed with emotion, tears welling up in my eyes. "Thank you, everyone. Now, our battle begins. Let's protect this company, the happiness of our employees, and our dreams." A loud cheer erupted from the employees. Thompson stood there, helpless, with nowhere to turn. From this day forward, Creative Vision was about to undergo a significant change. And at the center of this transformation was none other than my grandson, Ethan. Several days had passed since the confrontation in the CEO's office. The company was in the midst of a great transformation. Ethan and I stood before the employees. "Everyone, I apologize for the confusion of the past few days and thank you for your understanding. I, too, want to express my heartfelt gratitude to all of you." The employees' expressions were a mix of anxiety and expectation. Many of them still seemed unable to fully grasp the situation. First, let me explain the current situation. I detailed Thompson's plan, the company's critical condition, and the true value of Ethan's proposal. The employees' expressions gradually changed from understanding to surprise. My proposal isn't just an environmental campaign. It has the potential to change the future of our company. Ethan spoke with confidence. His eyes held the same passion I once had. "This proposal includes an innovative advertising method that fuses digital technology with environmental protection. It effectively promotes our clients' environmental efforts while raising consumer environmental awareness." Excitement began to spread among the employees. "However, we need everyone's cooperation to execute this plan." I looked at the employees with a serious expression. "We're at a crossroads. Do we sell the company, or do we carve out our own future?" A moment of silence fell over the room. Then, an employee stood up. "I'm proud to work with Chairman Foster and this company. I'm ready for this new challenge." Triggered by these words, other employees began to show their support. "Ethan's proposal is truly amazing. Please let me do whatever I can to support it. I want to chase my dreams in this company once again. I'll do anything I can." I felt a warmth in my chest. This was the company atmosphere I had cherished for so many years. "Thank you, everyone. Now, let's put this into action." We began to formulate concrete plans for the company's rebuilding, centered around Ethan's proposal. The legendary Seven also agreed to provide full support in their respective areas of expertise. A few days later, we arranged a meeting with the management of a major corporation. This was the same company Thompson had tried to sell our company to. As we entered the conference room, the executives of the other company were waiting. Their expressions showed a mix of composure and calculation. "Chairman Foster, it's been a while. We're aware of your company's dire situation. If you accept our proposal..." "No, we decline." The executives' expressions froze for a moment. "But at this rate, your company will." "Our company is embarking on a new challenge." Ethan stepped forward and began his explanation with confidence. He passionately described the new eco-friendly advertising method, using digital technology to raise consumer environmental awareness while effectively promoting clients' products and services. It was an innovative idea that could revolutionize the advertising industry. The executives, initially skeptical, gradually began to show interest. "I see. This is interesting. Indeed, it does seem to align with the needs of our time." After the explanation, the executives eagerly asked questions. Ethan calmly and accurately answered each one. Watching him, I felt a surge of pride. My grandson had truly become a full-fledged advertising professional. After the meeting concluded and the executives left the room, we waited for the results. "What do you think will happen?" "Don't worry, you did an excellent job." Soon after, the secretary burst into the room. looking excited. Chairman, we have fantastic news. What happened? The company we just met with, they've agreed to relinquish all our shares. Not only that, they've proposed a large-scale joint project based on Ethan's proposal. Ethan and I hugged each other in joy. We did it, Ethan. Grandpa, thank you. At that moment, we could feel that our company's future had started moving in a new direction. That evening, we gathered all the employees to report the results. Cheers and applause filled the room. Hope had returned to the employees' eyes. Everyone, this is not the end. Rather, it's a new beginning. Let's work together to bring this company back to the top of the industry. Yeah. Looking around the room filled with enthusiasm, I was certain. This company still had great potential. And the ones who could turn that potential into reality were these united employees. The road to rebuilding the company had just begun. However, the events of this day had given us all new hope and courage. And this experience would surely become a great asset for the company and for each employee. I smiled quietly. The battle for our second founding would continue. But now, there was nothing to fear. We have creativity, passion, and above all, strong bonds. This is the true strength of creative vision. A month had passed since signs of the company's recovery began to show. Creative Vision was pouring all its efforts into building a new business model centered around Ethan's proposal. However, challenges still remained. One day, a concerning report reached me. Chairman, we have a problem. It seems Mr. Thompson has made a move. What? What do you mean? We've received information that Thompson is in contact with a major advertising agency. It appears he's trying to sell our company's confidential information. I frowned. I had anticipated Thompson's underhanded actions, but I hadn't expected it to go this far. I see. Let's devise a countermeasure immediately. I quickly called an emergency meeting. Ethan, the legendary Seven, and the heads of key departments gathered. Everyone, I assume you're aware of the situation. We must stop Thompson's actions, or all our efforts could be in vain. But how can we stop him? Taking legal action would be the surest way. No, that would take too long. We need a more immediate solution. As the discussion heated up, I quietly stood up. I have a good idea. All eyes turned to me. What is Thompson's aim? It's not to destroy our company.